Hi, everyone. Welcome to another California Psychics Facebook and YouTube Live. And today we're also on Twitch. I want to first introduce myself. I am Carly. I will be your moderator for today. And I am here with Psychic Kerrigan and Jade Valkyrie. Jade's actually going to be getting a live reading from Kerrigan the first 30 minutes of the live. And I am very excited for that. Kerrigan, Jade, how are y'all?
Doing good, doing good.
Doing good. Jade, this is your first psychic reading, is that correct?
Yep.
Are you excited, nervous? How are you feeling?
I'm a little bit nervous, but also really excited because I have just no idea what's going to come up. So that's just very interesting to me. So yeah, it was really a little bit excited and scared. That's really kind of a combination.
You are in good hands with Kerrigan. She is one of the best. We love her. And before we get started with Jade's reading, I did want to take a couple of questions from the audience. Kerrigan, are you ready for a couple of questions?
Sure.
Let's see. I'm going to pick one who the lucky winner is. Breezy Britt. What's really going on between me and Dwayne, and how is he feeling about our connection?
He feels good about the connection, but like anything, there's a lot of humanness coming into just being focused on what is at hand, not what is the best path, what is the most spiritual path. They're saying he feels very strong with you, but he's being very gentle. Sometimes I feel like gentle could be pulling back, kind of grounding, centering himself, which I do see that. But all in all, I do feel like things are good. It's not, it's at this moment in time, I don't feel like it's puppy dogs and roses, but that doesn't mean that it's dead energy. I feel like there's more positive energy about to roll through. That I asked to see a timeline and feel one, and they didn't show it, but there's also a lot of Breezy, there's a lot of male energy spirit with you, like from a deceased loved one, that kind of energy. And I feel like you have that spiritual contact. You can actually physically feel the signs, see the signs, probably legitimately see a sign. If you're asking for a sign, it's going to pop up, right in front of you on a billboard or something, or maybe somebody, you'll be an inappropriate restaurant and they'll put a hat on your head with a saying, and the saying will be exactly what you needed to understand. But these signs that are going to be coming to you in reference to what to do with Dwayne, they will be within the next month's time frame. I feel like there's days where you can love it or leave it, and you're to the point where you'd be okay either way. It's just a lot more harder work when you have to try to balance things out with the both of you, because you're mixing two different energies that are very much attracted to each other. And what I'm hearing from a male spirit is he's saying that put aside the romance, strip down the romance, strip down the feelings, the emotions, and just bring it back to the friendship, bring it back to the natural attraction. That's what's going to push both of you over that edge. It's going to push both of you to a deeper level of romance, which really could lead to commitment. But at the time, it's almost like he's being very strong mentally, but gentle with you. So that tells me something's not right with him.
That one is interesting. That was a good start for the live, and we will be taking questions from the audience in a little bit. But first, we want to get to Jade's reading. I'm going to minimize myself, so it'll just be Jade and Kerrigan with the reading, but I'll come back in about 25 minutes, and we'll get started with the live questions from the audience. But without any further ado, Jade, if you have any questions, or Kerrigan, if you just want to start going, I'll let y'all get to that.
All right, thank you. So this is your very first reading ever, like
yes,
in your life.
Totally.
Okay, those are big ones. I remember my first reading. Those never go away. So I'm going to give you 100%. Not that I don't give other people 100%, but first time readers, you just got to push that extra. So I'm going to use a couple different tools here so we can get the right information for you. So it makes perfect sense and quick timing. Whew. All right, you got lots of energy here. I've got stuff falling out on the floor, popping out on the table too, so that's good. You have a lot of ancient teachings, is what they say first. You know, you just somehow know. You know without knowing. You know to trust your first gut feeling. The human part, what they're saying is you question it. You're over analytical a lot about it, but that's okay because that's what intelligent people do. Now, the multitasking part with you is huge, and that's what drains you physically to where it knocks you on your butt for a while. It's not a couple hours here, a couple hours there. It could be like Virginia Woolf. Remember when she would go and write and write and write, and then she would go to sleep for a while, and then she would be cranky with people. Like it's almost like you have that kind of energy about you. So you're very creative. I can see that. I saw that right off the rip when I first saw your face ever. So that is a very, very big deal for you. Now there is you got to help me out with this one because I don't know if it's up and coming. I feel like it is, but it also could be past too. Snow time, and it doesn't have to snow where you are, but snow time, it does feel like there was some sort of a hidden gift, like your eyes were wide open. You clearly saw what you needed to see. And that was it. You kind of pulled the plugs out of the wall, and like an old operator started putting new plugs back in the switchboard. So it's if it was past, you definitely swept some people, some things away that no longer served you. And know that there's gifts after that. There's definitely gifts that probably came after that. And if that hasn't happened before, like this past winter, then you're really going to be walking into that. And if does that make sense? Was it past? Do you think that was past?
I think so.
All right. You know, I'm very, very old school when I feel the presence of prayer and power and angels, saints, deceased loved ones, like hovering over you. That is real stuff. It truly does happen. I know a lot of sometimes when people hear, you know, somebody gives something that's, you know, we have a father with you or you have a male energy with you. Normally, I would spat out first names, but I understand that we can talk about first names later if you'd like, but I'm just going to tune in to a very strong male energy that is definitely with you and is almost like your coach. And I don't feel like you're talking enough because what he's saying to me is you're not talking enough to me. You're not telling me specifically what you need me to do in order to help you remove the obstacles from your life. He says he's having a hard time keeping up with all of your thoughts too, because here's something and then bling, something's pretty and then something's interesting and something else is interesting. But he's very, I feel like there's something to do with summertime, probably August timeframe, because it feels pretty hot. It could either be a birth date, a transition date, transition meaning going to the afterlife, but there's something to do with either you, him, and August timeframe. So does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that does.
Okay.
Strangely so.
Okay. Is that your birthday in August?
Oh, it's actually my dad's birthday.
Dad's birthday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he's with you, correct? He's here with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, but his dad isn't, correct?
Yeah, he also has an August birthday.
Okay, so sorry, I'm crossing some boundaries here. We can talk about that later.
It's actually totally okay. Yeah, okay. I'm actually a little comfortable with it.
Okay, so you definitely have no energy coming in from spirit. So I want you to know, closing my eyes and walking into that spirit realm was, it wasn't cold. It was actually quite comfortable. So this is somebody that when you walked into their home or you spoke to them or you got a present or whatever's from them, you knew it was real. You knew there was no phony baloney behind that stuff. It's almost like you felt a piece of home. You felt a piece of comfort. And that's very good. I mean, that is one of the major things that you need to start trusting your gut again, fully, 100% fully. like, you're, as an example of what I'm seeing here is, well, Tuesday I got to go change my oil in my car. If I don't change the oil in my car, this is purely example, then, I'm going to probably end up being in trouble on down the road, right? And then you're in trouble on down the road and you're like, I knew it, but I didn't do it. So that first gut feeling when you hear it, because you hear things first, okay? It's like spirit's whispering in your ear first, right? And then it's so amazingly awesome and big energy. You feel it from head to toe. And I feel like that's another reason why you can be so like a critical thinker, because you want to be able to rationalize and reason. Where is this coming from? How is this manifesting? Why do I feel like I'm supposed to be on track? But somebody along the way in my, upbringing said, well, we can't believe in that stuff. So, I mean, that part of it is definitely there, but they're saying to trust your gut, absolutely trust your gut. Now I need you to write something down, or at least try to mentally remember to rewind on this. When we get to the blue moon is 2 full moons in 1 month, right? When we get to that blue moon, I'm going to tell you what, you are going to have a career opportunity that is going to just be there for you to take. And I don't follow the moon so much. It's pretty to look at and it's, all that stuff, but I really don't follow the lunar cycles anymore. But they're saying here from people that I've worked with that it's a merge. It's and you will be 100% balanced, like physically, emotionally, spiritually, even socially, to be delicate, things are going to be okay. All of that is, it's almost like you have to get all of these, it was very taxing on you, I would say, for probably the past 6 months, like Chicken Little, the sky's falling. And then I'd rather scrub the toilet than do this. The worst thing that we could possibly think of, you would have rather done that than do what you had to do, right? No more. When you think of what you have to do and you have the agenda, they're saying do it. But this is I feel like this has something to do with somebody in the future that's going to be named Kim. There's a Kim connector there. I don't feel like you know them yet, so I can't say that, but there's somebody that I heard the name Kim come through, and older, very, very wise, very extremely wise, that you can actually learn a lot from, not just job descriptions and job tasks and stuff like that, but actually learn a lot of life skills too. Like it would, I'm sorry, I have cats. I'm so sorry, fighting. They're like, shut up, Gus, because I know he's been meowing, and Skunk Face was just like, shut up. That's horrible. But I'll deal with it in a minute. So yeah, it's like life lessons as well as what you have to do in order to get you to go up, 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 up. Now, the other thing is too, they're saying that this, when we get into this winter time frame, it's almost like your energy always decreases when we get into November, December, January, February. For some reason, it's decreased. But the Februarys are good for you. It's like you're popping back up out of the snow, popping back up like a flower out of the ground, and you're getting ready to stretch and say, hello, world. How are you? So, I mean, there's a lot of mysticism with you too. Like, I don't know if you're drawn to like fairies and Tinkerbells and stuff like that. Like cryptos and things like that. It's a big deal with you. I mean, I feel like that's how you're able to sketch things out. You're able to clearly see that there isn't just what's in front of us as human beings, as a whole race. There's so much more. And that's why you go into those fantasies where you can just make it a wonderful creation and express. I mean, they're dumping rainbows on you. They're like pots of gold from like St. Patrick's Day, like the little, cauldron with the gold. I mean, they're saying all of this is coming to you. It's very much coming to you. Now, I can't know that. It's something to do with like 23 years old, 24 years old, but I wouldn't go under that. So I hope that makes sense to you, because you're on an incline, a major, major incline. And I'm going to tell you something, what has been, I'm seeing 5 months ago, they say that the conflict is it's resolute. You're very, but you got to start firming up a little bit too. Be firm and resolute. Don't, well, you know what, it could be this way. Or, no, we need firm and resolute, because that's how they're saying that there's danger, stranger danger there. Somebody could potentially put you in a building block that's more beneficial to them. And if that happens, we call Kerrigan. I'm not gonna let that happen.
Will do.
Yeah, we can't do that. But for right now, they're saying it's almost like you're coming out of a slumber, go, robotic consciousness, like everything's going. And I tell you what, Jade, the hardest part is learning how to accept to slow down. And I'll be quite frank with you, slothing around, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that for how hard you've made your body and your brain work over the past probably 2 years. There's absolutely nothing wrong with just chilling out. But, you got to set yourself a date, from what I'm hearing too in spirit realm. Set yourself a date. When that date rolls out, it's time to get back up on the horse and start figuring out, how am I doing this? Where am I going? But I don't see you always working for somebody. I truly don't. I didn't see that from you the first moment I looked at you. You're going to be calling the shots, and there will be people working for you. There is a lot of, there's just so much mysticism with you. There's so much, I call it supernatural, because it is. All of it is truly supernatural. When we think paranormal, we think hunting ghosts and stuff like that. When we think mysticism, we think psychics, astrologers. But the whole supernatural part of it, healers, and you have that energy too. You're able to actually physically heal like animals and talk to people and make them calm down. It's just, you've got that energy about you to where you're calm. You're very calm. And if we're looking at one of those radio dials, if you still use those in your cars, you're about a 5. You're able to balance back and forth. Extreme hardcore crisis situations, you're calming people, and then you're still calming people that are calming and vibing in the same sense as you are. So that you're like this big blanket of comfort for people in hard times. But the people that are still, 50%, you're also helping them too. So the helping profession is good, but you have a lot of mathematics with your energy as well. And mathematics is the universal language. So that's one thing I want you to be aware of when you're adding and you're calculating and you're budgeting and figuring out things. Make sure that you're paying attention to those numbers. They're very important for you, because I feel like even though you're so super duper creative, I could give you, the cell phone charger and say, what can we do with this? And you'd be like 5, 6 things, just boom, this is what we could do with that, and not a lot of people think like that. So remember, on down the line, when somebody's coming to you and saying, hey, I'm going to help you out, remember, you are that gem, and not a lot of people can think of something like you do to where you're actually helping them out. Okay. So it's almost like how they say guitar players are a dime a dozen. I love guitar players from the AM to the PM. Don't get me wrong, I do. But a great singer is very hard to find over all of the great guitar players. So, you've got that. That's the best way I can break that down for you when it comes to that part of it. But let's see what's up and coming to when it comes to just what is your next move? Like, what do you need to know? What's going on, and what do you need to know? So May, June, July, you still will be stretching. You still will be exploring you as a person, but there's major changes there coming. Like when that rare opportunity happens, when the blue moon happens, it's going to be shifting your focus like 180 degrees. You're going to be completely focused. And that, is when you're going to be able to say, I am, therefore I accept who I am. But listen, Jade, you don't need the worldly things to do that. You don't need the money and the networking, and you just, that's something that I feel like they want you to know. We get stuck in that everyday earthly vibe where, we see a cool thing on TV and there's some new Gucci perfume and we don't need it. We got 6 bottles of it in the cupboard. You know what I mean? It's like there's the good things. And and going back to that, the man that's in spirit, he wants you to know to start asking for good people, positive people, people like you, more people like how likes attract likes. He wants you to start asking for them to come through. Now, there's something very important with you. He's showing me, I don't know if it was left to you or if it's supposed to be left to you or you have it, but it's a ring, but it has the blue stones in it, like the sapphire stones in it. There's something sapphire with you. It's jewelry. I'm absolutely 100% sure it's ring. And he's saying that it's going to be either given to you or you've already received it. It's something like that. And I don't know if it's an heirloom or just a present or something like that, but that's up and coming for you. I mean, the crowd that I just feel like it's a lot of blue screen. What I mean by blue screen as a psychic, I can see like a lot of computer screen. I see that on the reflection. It's almost like your aura is blue from being on the computer all the time or in front
Probably.
of you. Yeah. But they say, honestly, that that's how you can really navigate through different situations. Like if you're stressed out, you just start working and you start thinking and you're able to, this is great. You're solving problems while you're busy. It's almost like it's too much of a problem for you to solve and just to sit there and think about it, meditate about it. You got to be doing 5 or 6 different things in order to clearly figure out how you're going to navigate and get your path. But believe it or not, the good news is that you do have a little bit of a retreat coming up. So you're going to be able to get out and do some things. Yes, you are. And I feel like there's another one coming through when we get into Halloween, like November, when the leaves start to turn like orange and crunchy. And I call it fish food. When we walk on them, they break up like the food.
They do. That's an analogy.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, that's a really cool thing coming up for you. But I want you to know that don't be scared of the things that you manifest, because you can manifest it. It doesn't take you long to manifest things. It's almost like if you can do it, you can do it if you put your mind to it. Be very clear and specific what you ask for, Jade. You have to, because there's times where they're showing me up here that you got what you wanted and you're like, oh, maybe I should have changed that, or I should have changed this. Just rewrite it real quick and just say, listen, thank you for all of this. This is great, but can we change this because I changed my mind? Now I see. So that these are things that I don't know if you knew that you could actually tweak when you get to that level of manifestation and it's rolling out and it's feeling good. It can definitely be changed. The only other thing is too that remember when I was telling you about like all of the coins and the rainbows and all of that stuff just dumping on you? There are hidden gifts. So I feel like when you're going to know, either when you see the rainbow in the sky, on a billboard, on a magazine, on TV, or hear a song on on Alexa that says something about rainbows, pay attention to what's going on at that pivotal moment, because you're going to be receiving information on, should I go left? Should I go right? And you really have to like taste, smell, see, feel, hear. All of your senses have to be heightened at that point in time for you to actually receive that right information from spirit that's going to get you to where you need to be to make your next move. So, I mean, you've got 4 or 5 different changes coming up from what are we in? We're in May. So June, July, August. So the next 6 to 7 months, you've got a whole bunch of different changes coming up. I don't feel like it's going to be like you're the Matrix where you're having to walk through all of these beams or anything like that, but you're going to have a lot of opportunity. And when it comes to socialization too, you're going to be okay doing it. You're not, you know what I mean? It's not like you're going to have to sit in a chair and socialize like how we are right now forever. There's going to be a point in time where you have to get out there and make everybody enthusiastic with just you being in front of them. So whether it be educator, audience, person, it's not always going to be with the camera on you. You're actually going to physically, I mean, you can even equate that to like speaking engagements or touring or something, but you're going to be doing, or pitching or something, you're going to be doing it. And that's good. Now, I did see a glimpse of you standing in, and this is to come, standing in the sand and the waves were coming up to your ankles and you're a little bit scared to go all the way in. Go all the way in. I don't think that's metaphoric. Make sure you have a friend if you're scared, but go all the way, at least go up to here. Okay, because it's important. You need that. You're that's your healing, that's your charging, that's your cell phone cord that's plugged in the wall is the water. You need to be around that, and it's constant source of flowing energy that you need to stay grounded. You know how I was telling you before we came on, I planted and cleaned up to, a yard to ground and center. You swim, you shower longer, you know what I mean? You put your feet in the water. It's very important for you to do that. And then once you do, it's just click, 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 click. All of this is going to start to balance out from head to toe, from your mind to your soul. The other thing is too, there's something to do, and then I'll stop here. There's something to do with 3 friends that are very in tune with music, whether you all sing music together, you've sang music together, or they're actual real musicians or artists, whatever that case may be. But the 3 of you will be gathering soon, and they just said you'll be putting your head back and laughing. You'll be putting your head back and laughing and enjoying and celebrating. And I want you to let them know too that because all 3 of you are together, that vibe isn't going to stop. Like all the cool things that are coming to you, they're also going to have cool things coming with them. So I don't know if you're doing a partnership with a total of you and 2 other people, which would equal 3, or what that is, but that's some good stuff. That's going to continue to circulate very quickly.
It's good to know because there is a trio of people.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Well, that was a fascinating reading. That was a ton of information, and I don't know if you even had the chance to kind of have all that sink in. You have to go back and watch this recording too. Was there anything that that stuck out to you, Jade, or an extra question you wanted to throw in before we wrap it up?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to know more about the water being a recharge for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know how I'm sorry, in order to keep him quiet, I have to do this.
You're good.
It's totally fine. My cat would be here if she wasn't drinking downstairs. So
this is Gus. But anyway, with the water part of it, you know where some people have to drive just to clear their head, or they sit and they veg out in front of Netflix and eat pizza and just close the curtains and stuff like that. That's great for some people. That's not good for you. You actually physically going and taking longer showers, singing in the shower, even if you can't sing in pitch, it's okay. Saying the things that you need to say, swimming. I mean, being in the ocean, being around the river, the stream, the water, the constant flow of water, that just completely melts away all of residual energy. And residual energy can be from people, it could be from things that you hold on to emotionally because of things that have happened, like traumas and stuff like that. But and you're like a vase, you hold it all in, but the water's going to help kind of ease and flow and heal and balance all of those different thought processes and all of the different things that you encounter. Now, some people's energy isn't always pleasant. And when we are around people that aren't pleasant, we have pieces of their energy too that can weigh us down. And you've had that. I know you have because they showed it to me. But the thing of it is the water can kind of wash it away. So think of it, simplify it as simple as I got to get to the water to wash it away, because that's important. And it leaves you with like you're a beacon at that point. You're like one of those lighthouses that's in the middle of the ocean. And that's when you're able to clearly see, and you're blinding people because they can see you too, they can see you. So it's important to do that. I hope that answers it for you.
It does. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I really like the part where Kerrigan had mentioned that you are a blanket of comfort. I've never heard that really, but I thought that was awesome. And I can see that right now. Like you're very calm, and I feel like your friends and family can kind of get that from you as well. I thought that was cool. A blanket of comfort.
Yes. And I also have a huge stack of blankets, so that's probably just giving the blanket energy that I just have.
Oh.
So are you actually a writer and like a blogger or artist? I mean, is that all?
Yeah, I do a lot of creative stuff. So like the pots and the rainbow thing that made a lot of sense because like I do music stuff, I do gaming stuff, I do write, I do a lot. Only thing I really can't do is draw, but I'm working on that. So that just made like a lot of sense really in terms of just like that combined of like ADHD just being like, yes, I want to do all the creative things. So having that, I was just like, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. And that's probably what's like dumping these ideas on me. I'm just like, okay, we're doing this now.
Yeah, and you know, that's why I feel like the male energy that was coming in, he was like, I don't know how to keep up with her. You know, you're thinking about doing this and you're doing it, and then poof, it's almost like Jack, what's on the Nightmare Before Christmas? What's this? What's this? I can't believe I was, inspired.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's totally you.
definitely.
Awesome.
I definitely have people that could like agree in real life, be like, yeah, that's totally so. Spirits is like also in that boat.
I mean, I think the biggest part of it is, I'm not saying to talk to spirit every day. Don't talk to deceased loved ones every day. And especially not when things are bad. Just whenever you feel the time is right. Hey guys, I specifically need this, this, and this. But if I need a change in the middle of it, then you got to help me figure out what that change is going to be. You know, so kind of keep it balanced, keep it like in the middle lane.
Yeah.
Well, that was awesome. I really appreciate you, Jade, taking the time to get this reading live on camera. I know it was, a little nerve-wracking being your first one, but I hope it went really well for you. And Jade's actually going to stick with us for the rest of the show too. We're going to take audience questions for any newbies out there. I know we get a lot of newbies every week. We have a few rules, some house rules. We can't answer any questions that deal with medical issues or legal issues. So no, am I going to get sick or am I going to win this court case? Kerrigan won't be able to answer questions like that, but anything on love and relationships, your career, anything that pops up, make sure you comment. Kerrigan will need a first name if you're asking about someone, either a deceased loved one or a romantic relationship. It just helps her connect faster. We're going to try to answer as many questions as we can, so we want to make sure it's fast. And then over on Jade's Twitch, don't forget you can ask questions too, and we'll get to as many people as we can. Special thanks to some of our viewers right now. We have Christina Hairston and Rebecca Schmidt and Alexis Urban, Julie Lombardi, Stella Perez. Thank y'all so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And without any further ado, I'll ask the first question, and then Jade, if you want to ask the next one that comes up. But first, let's see. Lauren says, how's my love life looking during all the retrogrades coming? Any advice on how to keep things afloat and civil? I'm always extra cranky during retrogrades. I know Mercury retrograde. What is it coming up on the 28th? Not looking forward to it.
We're already in the pre-phase. Oh. Yeah, it's inclining, it's building. Lauren, honestly, the best thing to do is not hide. Don't hide under the blankets. Don't do that. The thing that I've learned the best, when it comes to Mercury retrograde, believe it or not, is crystals. And some other people might be like, wow, Kerrigan's totally fluffy right now, but it's true. I always, you can buy like the, what are they called? Like they're deer skulls or something, or they're not real, right? You can get them at a craft store, whatever. But then you want to put an offering to Mercury. Remember, Mercury is our communication planet. Mercury, back in the day, folklore is Mercury was our communication god, and his wings were fast, and he ported in and out through through our world to other worlds to deliver messages, to kind of cause some havoc and chaos for the other gods to kind of get a kick out of the humans, right? And that's true. I believe that. I've done a lot of research on that. But for you, the best thing to do is double check emails, like double check them. You have to, and it's okay to, at this point in time of your life, really be in tune with your boundaries. Do not let anybody cross over any of your boundaries, Lauren, whether it be love or relationship, whether it be work, whether it be friends. Just say, no, thank you. That's my personal boundary. No, thank you. Okay, I can't cross that. Or if you do again, I gotta go. So, and that's going to cause a lot of craziness to go away. But when it comes to love and relationship, the only thing to do is ride the wave together. And honestly, if you can pick up one of those skulls, I think they're like $10, and get some crystals and just glue them on there. I know it sounds insane, but I've done this for like 20 years. Real talk. And it is the only way that kind of lessens the load. I mean, there was one Mercury retrograde. I didn't do it. I ended up getting my windshield, rock hit it. Then, a couple days, my refrigerator exploded. A couple days later, stuff started happening to my husband. And I was just like, okay, where are the crystals? We got to go get some offerings to Mercury. And you want to do that to keep friends with Mercury. So he goes and unfortunately picks on somebody else, but you know what? It ain't you. So that's the way to do it, I guess. But yes, the crankiness, we will all be very cranky, unfortunately, during this retrograde, and doing things that we need to do, that we like to do, decompressing. However it is that you decompress, you definitely have to make that 3 times a week, and you have to at least give yourself extra time to be alone. So you don't want to get alone up here. You just need to physically have the physiological energies away from you. Therefore, you can truly decompress. This stuff, it's always hard for all of us for it to go away. So, just listen to some music or put on a show that you've watched already, so you can at least allow yourself that time to chill out.
Nice. And then Lauren, sneak peek, I think it's next week. We have a blog coming out, the 7-step survival guide to Mercury retrograde, coming out on the California Psychics blog. We also have a TikTok coming out on the do's and don'ts to get through Mercury retrograde. It's pretty funny. So you should check out our TikTok, everyone that has not subscribed yet. So Jade, let's see if you want to take this next one.
Mm-hmm. This one's by Myra or Mira, and it says, "Hi Kerrigan, will Rashid and I make up soon?"
Not soon. No, sorry. I know it's fast, but it came through fast. Not soon. And you got to back up from this one. You've got to back up from this one 100%. You have no choice. If you try to pursue this mentally, if you try to pursue this physically, there's not going to be a chance at all. So you got to hit the big pause button. You have no choice. It's very important. And if you need help doing that, I will help you do that, because it will be quite the struggle. But you have to remind me if you call, hey, we talked on the video, and you told me to call because things weren't working out right now. So yeah, I'll keep that short. I don't want to bring you bad news. I don't want to bring down your vibe, but I also want you to have the right tools so you can make good decisions. Therefore, you can reach your higher level of self.
Nice. And speaking of getting calls, Kerrigan, if any of our viewers do want to follow up with you after this, do you have a schedule for the week? Any time that they can catch you?
Yeah, I think Tuesday through Friday, I'm on at 11 a.m. Eastern time till like a couple of hours, and then I come back on later in the afternoon.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And then anyone that is a new customer, so if you've never got a reading from California Psychics, you can use the promo code DEJA5. It's going on the bottom right there, DEJA5, and it adds $5 to your account. So you'll get your first reading and use DEJA5. $5 added to your account, so you can get a little extra time with Kerrigan or any of our amazing psychics that are online. And let's go to our next question. Let's see. Roseflower over on YouTube says, "My mother-in-law VJL passed away recently. Does she have any messages for us?"
I'm sorry to hear about your mother-in-law. VJL, I'm not going to be able to tune in with that. I need a first name. Yeah, I'm so sorry. If you call and you can tell me the name, I'll totally see what I can do for you.
And I'll be on the lookout, Roseflower. If you do want to add the first name, I'll look for your comment in there. But let me see if I can get another one real quick. Artilia L. Hello, I'm seeing angel numbers. What are they trying to tell me? What's to come in the next 2 months for my marriage to Paul?
Okay, Artilia. Well, the first thing that's coming through with you and Paul is there's a lot of growth financially. It's not a lot to go buy, a new Lamborghini, but you'll get there. There's an awful lot of balance too, where it's more harmonious, where things are more in that nice circle, that nice cycle of, it's almost like there's a completion and opening up to a brand new chapter. With Paul, I don't feel like you have to worry about anything. You both get each other 100%. You both have each other's backs 100%. There's no obstacles, there's no negatives, there's no worries. There's something to do with like a carnival or a fair or a bazaar, one of those community things. I'm so sorry. One of those community events that it's public. It's like a local community event, some sort of an outside event, and that is going to be a really nice night for both of you. So that will be coming up probably within the next 2 months. There's just more bonding that's coming, to be quite frank. A lot more bonding, a lot more better times, to be truthful. A lot of better times.
Nice. Do you want to take this one, Jade?
Yeah. And then Mariah Sanchez from Facebook says, when can I expect moving forward with Raven, and when can I expect to hear from her?
See, Raven's still on the fence. Oh, oof. Okay, so when can you expect to hear from her? Okay, when can I expect to move forward? Moving forward, it's time. It's a timing issue, 100%. And it's not because of you. It's because of Raven. Raven's just not ready to, jump off the diving board into the deep and plunge in. It's just not more focused on self-actualization, career, socializing. You are not. You're ready to tackle the world, and you need that person beside you to tackle the world. There's nothing wrong with that. You're way more mature, way more spiritual. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's the timing's going to be off. It's off timing. Gosh, I wish I could be Father Time and speed it up for you, but you got to take these steps, one step at a time. And some of them aren't going to be great. There's going to be a lot of disappointment because expectations aren't going to be met. And by the time that the time rolls around, I don't feel like your heart's going to be singing the same song. Might be too late. So consider that. But first rule of thumb here, as you move forward, you have to put you first, 100%. And it's hard to put ourselves first. It is, but you have no choice. You don't. I think this is the lesson that you have to learn, is to make sure you're first, and Raven would be second. Expectations to actually hear vocal, but not texting or messaging or liking, but vocal. Could be 6 weeks. I know it's a long time frame. I know it is, but it's there. That energy's there.
Patience. I hate patience.
Yeah.
And then Jade, I don't see any questions coming through on Twitch, but I don't know if you could see it on your end, and if there was one, we could pull one of those as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen one yet, but we can take this as a moment. So if anyone on the Twitch end, and see you all watching, if you want to put your questions in, then I can pull them as well.
Yes, that will be awesome. Remember, this is just a quick reading. You don't have to, ask any huge life question if you want. It could just be something as simple as, you know, what's my next step in my career that I should be taking? You know, it's psychic readings can be very fun. They don't have to be all dramatic all the time.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next question is gonna come from. Oh, I think I already answered that one. From Stephanie. Are me and Jaquel, will we get back together? Does he really love me? Should I take him? Will he keep cheating? What does my grandmother Stephanie say? Whew, there's a lot of information there.
You'll continue to try to have a romance with him, Stephanie. You will. It's not going to be balanced the way that you want it to be, and very, very odd. I can't make this up. Yes, you will continue to have the romance with him, 100%. Is it balanced? No, it's not. What does grandmother say? There she is. There, I don't know. You can see there she is. See the angel over the child?
That was crazy. So that was the romance, balance, and then guardian angel card.
So with guardian angel, what she is, your guardian angel, she's like, no, I didn't raise you like that. She didn't raise you like that, honey. She didn't. She did not raise you to stand there and let somebody walk all over you. She didn't. It's time to accept that. Don't be mad at me. I'm telling you what she's saying.
That's good advice from Grandma. Let's see. There we go.
And this one's Stella Perez. Just, hey, how does Devon feel about me? Should I give him a chance? With the emoji.
One more chance, just so you can clearly know that you weren't supposed to give him one more chance. It's the truth. Because what you have coming to you May to June, well, we're at the end of May, aren't we? So June to July, July to August, September, October. By November timeframe, there's no reason why you shouldn't be in an exclusive relationship with somebody that wants to meet your expectations, that meets your expectations, and it's 100% completely different than what you're getting ready to come out of. You honestly, you couldn't ask for something more, a bigger blessing that's coming to you, but you have to shed this old in order to receive the new.
Interesting. Stella, we're going to need to update. Tell us when this new person comes in.
Yeah.
Ashley says, my father, Charles, passed away. Are there any messages from him?
Something about shaving, not her, him. He is shaving. He was shaving, or he had shaved, or something, or he wanted to have a clean shave. He's showing me gatherings. He's reflecting on family gatherings, especially like an Easter time frame, like end of March going into April. Those gatherings where they have to continue. They need family has to continue to gather. He's proud of holding on as long as he did. It's a big like upper Pennsylvania all the way to New England connection that's coming. I don't know what state I'm in, but it's upper Pennsylvania. It could be Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Mass, like that area. I feel like that's where his happy place is in that part of the map. And Johnny, tell Johnny hello. Tell Johnny hello. I don't know who Johnny is. If you want to give a confirmation, that's cool. It might hit you in a couple days, but tell Johnny hello. And of course he's with you. He's not going to leave you alone all of the time, but he stop worrying about money. Stop worrying about stop worrying about money and trying to figure out when you can get the thing that you need. What is it though? I want to know what it is. It's something to do with the house. It's something to do with the house so you get a peace of mind of either the house, the apartment, something like that. There's something that you've been wanting to get. And he says it's okay to do it. Don't worry about how you're gonna pay for it. I mean, make conscious decisions. Don't put yourself in the hole, but he says that it'll be okay. You'll be able to receive it, and the flow of money will come from it so you don't have anxiety about it.
And I did find their question on Twitch if you want to.
Can we do that one right after? Yeah.
Mhm.
Rose Flower actually got back to us. So her mother-in-law's name is Biaha or Bijaya. She passed away recently. Does she have any messages for us?
She's still very much with all of you. She hasn't completely transitioned 100%. She's still courting. It's almost like she knows she's weightless. She's not bound to gravity, but she's still stuck to all of you. She says that she can be with many of you at one time. There's a child that she keeps an eye on as well. So it could be a family member. It's a family member that's a child that she's keeping an eye on. The one with the hair that blows in the wind. It's not very long, but it's long enough. The hair. Staging, something about stage, but stage equates to protect. Okay, I get it. She's trying to make sure that everybody's physically protected. There's been fighting, she says. Why? It's celebration. She's free, she says. No more fighting, no more disagreements. She says she loves you very much, and she's very happy that you are taking care of her family the best way that you can. Gold coins too with you. I've seen gold coins twice already, but she's got 3 gold coins on the table. 1, 2, 3. She says they're all yours. Just take them. They're all yours. Just take them. Accept them. Accept me liking you. Accept me being okay with who you are. And a lot of love. Something about the blue curtains. I don't know if she had them or you have them, but she's pretty big into curtains, materials, curtains and materials. That's. She says that she will keep a watchful eye out, but also too, she knows that she has to completely transition. She knows that she's going to go into the gardens in spirit, and that's where she's going to rest, in the gardens.
Oh. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jade, you want to take the one from Twitch?
Yes, and this one is from E Monkster. Didn't give a first name, but how will my relationship with my grandfather David go? We have a language barrier, and I want to connect as he gets older and lonelier.
Aww. So what's this person's first name?
Their name is not mentioned, but their grandfather's name is David.
David. Let me see what I can do. I need just first names. There's no roadblocks to be there for your grandfather David. There's no you can go. You can be there. You can build that relationship. It has to be one-on-one. It has to be within, certain, you have to be face to face. That could be the only obstacle if you're busy, but you'll make time. You will, but it's open arm. It's open, that you won't have to worry about making that relationship. It's there, but it'll be what you have to worry about. Is it going to meet your expectations? So you have to write down what are your 3 biggest expectations to have this relationship with him. Why do you need it? how's it going to benefit him? How's it going to benefit you? How's it going to benefit the bigger picture of all of this? And those three things will be taken care of for both of you. So there's no worries about never having one, right? Because you will. And don't worry about what other people, if you got, because there's probably some little bit of tension going on there with different people's, but don't worry about, do you worry about you? You get right with you. You do it for you. Since other people aren't going to be there for you when you're 70, 80 years old, rocking on the rocking chair and talking about life, they'll be gone.
We probably have time for one more question, but before we do that, I want to do a couple of announcements. I wrote them down because I will forget. Upcoming lives. Next Monday, May 31st, we have Psychic Suki. It will be a first time doing one of our lives. It'll be a lot of fun having her. Then following that, we have June 7th is Psychic Marin. June 14th is Psychic Tegan. June 21st is our tarot live. So for those of you that don't know, we don't do it live on video, but we have all of Psychic Tyler will be taking over all of our social media channels. So we'll have one post go up on all the different platforms, and you can comment on that post, and she'll go through the different ones. And for 1 hour, the same time slot as this, she will be answering as many questions as she can with tarot cards. And then rounding it out, June 28th is Kerrigan back with us, and we are excited for that. So don't forget, stay tuned. Whenever we do post our lives, we do it about a week in advance, so you can hit the reminder, and it will send you a push notification, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, to remind you when we go live. Speaking of, if you're on YouTube, please hit that little subscribe button and that bell so you can get our reminders. If you're on Facebook, like our page. We have tons of updates all the time. We have giveaways, we have lives, we have contests. So be sure to subscribe to all of our platforms, and we will hook y'all up with some cool stuff. So we have one more question. Let's see who it's going to be.
What's the YouTube channel?
YouTube channel is just type in California Psychics.
Okay.
We have, thank you for asking. I can do a little bit more plugs on that. We have a series called DIY Spirituality. So that is our new series. We're starting it back up where it teaches people how to do different tarot spreads. We have how to make this cool moon meditation craft coming up, how to make crystal resin or resin crystals. What's another one we have coming? How to make little fairy gardens. So it's really fun. Check out our YouTube channel, and we also do different Q&As with guests or people that write in, and Psychic Marin answers questions. So it's a very cool platform. Let's see. Last question is from Anne, and she says, do I have any messages for my deceased partner, Eric? Is he happy and peaceful in heaven? What are his signs for me from heaven, and is he watching me?
Okay, I might go. I think this is him because cardinals, first of all, birds, winged creatures, red ones, cardinals is the sign. That is a sign to let you know that he's with you. He says things have shifted a little bit, things have changed a little bit, but that is the new sign, because it's not common for you, I guess. It's not common in your area, I believe. There's something to do with the saints, Saint Michael, the archangels, and he is watching you. He is 100% with you, and he says that he's glad that you're finally getting out and about more frequently, more consistently. and I think I'm pretty sure you changed your hair because he says it looks good. It looks good. There's something to do. I don't know what they're called. It's like a big solar ball that we put like in, you'll see them in lawns and stuff like that. They reflect, right? I think he would like to have one on the property, and that way you could go and sit there and connect with him. It's a reflection. It's a reflection. There's something to do with reflecting. He's reflecting on his life. You're currently reflecting on your life. Some things don't feel right. They don't. But he says that there's no worries. He says you make the list. Like you make a grocery list. He says you make the list. What do you want us to tackle first? He said us. What do you want us to tackle first? But he is peaceful. He's charged up to help. He's not am I in between? What is it? Purgatory. He's not there. And the candles that you light are calming. He says he likes them. You are his queen.
Oh, he sounds fabulous. Well, Kerrigan, this was another fantastic live. I really, really appreciate you being here. Jade, this was wonderful having you as our guest today. Thank you so much for joining us. And everyone that's watching, we had, I think our top one, we had like about 150 people watching. We really, really appreciate it. And then some of the people, again, Curtis, Cindy Long, Michelle Kearney, Tammy Ray, BJ Smith, Sadie Shippett. I really appreciate everyone showing up. We love having these, and we will continue to do them as long as we have people watching. And we'll see everyone next week. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks.